What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Harrison, and today it has come to my attention that there's a lot of heat dropping in 2023, and I'm talking about video games, bro. Yo, there was so many trailers for video games last year. I didn't know what was coming out and whatever, but this good thing IGN made a video because, bro, the fire I'm expecting this year is ridiculous, bro, and I can't wait. So today we're gonna be reacting to the IGN, the biggest game releases of 2023. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this video. Yeah.
Due to a variety of factors like new video game consoles and your run-of-the-mill global pandemic, a whole lot of games got delayed in 2022. That kind of sucked in 2022, but it means 2023 is going to be absolutely bonkers in terms of video game releases.
What was
Here
that?
are a whole bunch of the games that we know are coming out in 2023, and it's not even all of them. Let's get to it. The year kicks off with Fire Emblem Engage on Switch. This is the follow-up to Three Houses, and this time around you'll be able to summon or engage characters from the series past, including OG protagonist and Smash staple Marth. You can put a ring on it January 20th, so save the date. So let me get this straight. The team behind Final Fantasy 15 developed a new RPG that's not what I would call a Final Fantasy game.
Played the demo.
It's a
I'm gonna have to see how the actual game plays.
Exclusive that's also
it might be one of those
and,
I'll wait for it to go on sale.
I'm talking about Forspoken.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Okay.
Just saying.
That is a game that's out this month. It was supposed to be out in May and then in October, and it might actually come out on January 24th.
It just looks. I don't know.
If the Callisto Protocol didn't satisfy your need for deep space survival horror, which
I wanted to play this game so bad. I heard nothing but bad things about it.
You can relive the original Dead Space with Dead Space Remake. The entire game has been recreated painstakingly in the Frostbite engine, and it shakes things up a bit with a disgusting new system which is called peeling that apparently lets you mutilate those necromorphs down to the individual bones and tendons. That's horrible, and it's also on new gen and PC on the 27th. On February 10th, it's back to school season in the Wizarding World, and Hogwarts Legacy lets you live out the ultimate fantasy of
Slytherin, baby. I gotta pause it. I have been tracking everything about this game. Hogwarts Legacy? I'm Slytherin all day. We Slytherin, baby. We Slytherin. Don't care what you're talking about. Gryffindor? Ravenclaw? Hufflepuff? Stop it.
Just imagine the thrill of paying out the ass for textbooks that try to bite you, the least wheelchair-accessible stairs in the history of schools, and your entire...
The fact that Avada Kedavra is one shot, they kept it to the seat, bro. They really, bro. I can't, bro. If there was Quidditch, it'd be a wrap. It'll be a wrap. Game of the year.
Being determined by a guidance counselor who is a talking hat. But hey, at least you can reroll if it puts you in Hufflepuff. If you wish Monster Hunter was a little more like Fortnite, keep an eye out for Wild Hearts, yet another fantastical world for you to explore. This one is inspired by feudal Japan. Imagine that. It's developed by Omega Force, the studio behind the Dynasty Warriors series, and its myriad Uso spin-offs. And if the fact that EA is publishing worries you, bear in mind that Activision published Sekiro. Will you heart Wild Hearts? See for yourself when it's out in the wild on February 17th. I'm gonna have to check that out on my own time. If you're not totally sick of hearts after eating a box of Valentine's candy while playing Wild Hearts, on the 21st, Atomic Heart can get your blood pumping. This is a single-player first-person shooter with a Soviet aesthetic that looks a bit like Fallout's paleo-futurism, but from the other side of the Iron Curtain. However, its combat and weirdness levels seem more in line with BioShock. If you're looking for something to pass the time until Ken Levine's Judas, this might be worth checking out, and it's on everything but Switch. On February 22nd, Sony is for all intents and purposes launching a brand new console with the PlayStation VR 2, which will have a pile of launch titles to go with it. And at the summit of this molehill of a day one releases, you'll find the Horizon spin-off Call of the Mountain, which promises to be a full-length VR game. Maybe not as long as the flagship Horizon games, but definitely more meaty than your average virtual reality experience. That's exclusively on PSVR, which is exclusively on PS5. The name Company of Heroes might suggest a sandwich chain like Subway or Quiznos, but rest assured, Company of Heroes 3 is still a World War II RTS. In addition to 2 unique campaigns in Northern Africa and Italy, this one also adds new gameplay features like a dynamic campaign map and a tactical pause, which sounds great for when the real-time combat gets a little too real. That comes to PC on February 23rd. Sons of the Forest is the direct descendant of the hit
Only on
woodland
PC.
survival game with a
Only
heavy emphasis on
on
survival.
PC.
While a lot of us would prefer to be stuck on a
I need to
proverbial
get
desert
one.
island
I
with a
need to get
Steam
one.
Deck or an attractive celebrity,
I'm
this
building
one will
one right
see you
now.
foraging for supplies and braving the elements while also fending off a horrible
I'm
cave
not gonna pick it
system
up.
full of
But I'm building one
terrifying
right now.
mutant cannibals. Sounds lovely. That's on PC. If that's too scary and you'd rather repeatedly kill some adorable astronauts through a reckless trial and error approach to aeronautics, Kerbal Space Program 2 lets you do that and lots more. That hits early access on PC on February 24th, but the developers promise custom bases, multiplayer, mod support, and of course console versions down the road. If you yearn for the simpler days of classic turn-based RPGs with beautiful pixel art and Dickensian
Haven't heard of
campaigns,
this one either.
or if you just thought the 2018 game Octopath Traveler was pretty cool, well, you're in luck because Octopath Traveler hits PC, Switch, and both PlayStations
doesn't
also
look
on
bad.
February 24th. On March 1st, the
Switch
day
game.
before
I'm
hits
definitely getting
PC,
it.
and before your
Definitely
eyes
for my
glaze
Switch.
over at the idea of yet another
before.
post-apocalyptic zombie survival game with base building and
Yo,
survival
I'm gonna be
elements,
real with you. I'm gonna be so real with you. I am so fatigued on a called zombies, bro. Bro, I am so fatigued. That's why I've been playing like zombie games since like 2015, bro. I don't know what it is, and this reminds me of like. I don't know what this reminds me
Get
of. Right
a
here.
load of these graphics.
I wasn't gonna say Days
A lot
Gone.
of
Days
games on
Gone's
this list
fire.
were delayed due to the
Gone's
pandemic,
fire,
but developer
but I don't know what
Fnatic pushed this one so they could switch
This looks
engines
like
from
The
Unreal 4
Division
to Unreal 5. And
meets
it
Days
looks like that was
Gone.
a smart move because it's the second
I
most
didn't care for
wish-listed
The
game on
Division.
Steam
I'm
after
sorry, I
Hogwarts
did
Legacy.
not.
That's on PC with plans for new-gen console versions later on. Wolong Fallen Dynasty is the latest
Nigga.
project from Team Ninja, and it looks to continue the long tradition of
Team
kicking your ass
Ninja.
repeatedly, which began
Bro.
with Ninja Gaiden and the Neo games, but this one's set in
Ninja
China's Three
Gaiden.
Kingdoms period, but, you know, it's got a
Yo, Soulborn game have like a place in my heart. Like the hardest thing for me to do ever in a Soulsborne game was like the Taken King and what is that? The was that Dark Souls 3? And the fucking monkeys in Sekiro. Bruh, I swear.
grisly dark
me
fantasy
stop.
twist.
Let me stop.
That is
I'm
on
gonna get
all the
pissed.
stuff that isn't made by Nintendo. Allegedly, Skull and Bones is finally coming out, but I will believe it when I
Finally?
see it. This is Ubisoft's
Yo,
multiplayer pirate
everything
game, which
about
supposedly
Skull and
began as an
Bones, bro?
Assassin's Creed.
It was supposed to come out the day before God of War, I think. And like they had to push that shit back. They had to push that back, bro. Like because if they didn't, nobody was gonna buy that game. They had to. But Sonic decided to come out like a couple days before God of War. I got it, but I don't know how it did in sales though. But
Creed Black Flag spinoff, and at one point was apparently like For Honor with boats, but since then it's taken the shape of something much more like Sea of Thieves, and it's been delayed about, well, my entire career. Anyway, that drops anchor on new gen and PC March 9th, allegedly. To make up for the extremely long wait for Bayonetta 30, Platinum Games is rewarding fans of the bespectacled Umber Witch with a brand new installment less than a year later.
I haven't
it's a pretty big
finished
shift from
Bayonetta
realistic
3.
third-person action for a top-down
But
adventure
this
with
does
a cuter
intrigue.
storybook aesthetic, but it definitely
I don't
looks
know.
more fun than waiting 5 years for a sequel. That is on Switch, March 17th. Still on March 17th is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the follow-up to Fallen Order, which sees the return of an older and
Cal
carrier
Kestis
Cal
looks
Kestis who will
swaggy.
undoubtedly have some new tricks up his sleeve.
His beard is
Technical hiccups
nice.
aside,
He
Respawn
got the
knocked
beard.
it out
He's
of
a
the
whole
park with the
Chad.
first game, so
He's a whole
hopefully
Chad,
this
bro.
continues the streak that is on new gen consoles.
I
and
can't
PC.
wait. I can't
What are you
wait.
buying? Well, on March 24th, Resident Evil 4 Remake probably. Between
I
the
might
recent
cop
mainline
this.
entries and the last two
I
remakes,
might.
Capcom probably hasn't had the trust of fans like this since, well, probably RE4's original release, and a modern remake of one of the best, albeit most divisive games in the entire series, with a few modern adjustments, seems like it'll be a pretty good time.
This
That's
is
on both
fire. I
PlayStations,
might.
Xbox
I
Series
might.
X, and PC.
I might.
Crime Boss Rockhay City is a brand new first-person shooter
I
that
haven't
came
seen anything
totally out
about
of left
this.
field, and we don't know much
was on
about it
PC,
other
I'm
than
not
it's
playing
got
it.
a star-studded cast,
I'm
which
not
is
playing it.
mostly Michaels and
Is that
Vance,
Yondu?
specifically Rooker, Madsen, Glover, and Trejo.
Glover?
Also has Kim Basinger, Vanilla Ice, and Chuck Norris.
Vanilla
What's the
Ice,
gameplay
Chuck
like?
Norris.
Great
Oh my
question.
God.
That's on PC March 28th and consoles
is-
someday. Before there was Bioshock,
like
there
Grand
was
Theft Auto?
System Shock, and this is yet another classic that's getting a full modern remake. And if you're having deja vu, that might be because this got kickstarted way back in 2016, and sometime in March you'll finally get to play it. That's on everything that doesn't say Nintendo on it. Dead Island 2 has had a long and rocky development, and on April 28th, it's
Another
finally
cop.
rising from its grave.
But I'm gonna be broke.
LA is infested
I'm
with
gonna be
zombies, and
actually
you gotta
broke
go
in
kill them. What do you kill them
2023,
with?
bro. I'm
All
buying
kinds of
all-
stuff,
I'm buying
including stuff
mostly
that's
all
glued to
these.
other stuff that you glued there on a crafting bench. That's coming out April 28th, once again on everything but Switch. But hey, Switch owners are going to be just fine because on May 12th, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom finally drops.
I'm not going to say it.
Breath of the Wild was such a genre-redefining watershed game that the wait for a follow-up
somebody gonna hate me.
like
I didn't care for the game.
It might be because this has been one of, if not the longest breaks between Zelda installments in the entire series history. So let's hope it lives up to everybody's
But this looks
sky-high
good, and it makes me want to play the first one.
It's been a very long wait for a new game from Rocksteady, the studio that gave us
Rest
the
in peace,
Batman
Kevin
Arkham
Conroy.
series, and while it's
Rest in
set
peace,
in the
Kevin
same
Conroy.
universe, Suicide Squad
This-
kills the Justice League.
I'ma
Looks
play
to
this
be a pretty huge departure.
nonstop.
This time, players can get down with
The only
Bad
game that
Self,
could probably get me
Harley
off of this
Quinn,
is
Captain
Spider-Man.
Boomerang, King Shark, and/or Deadshot. That's
If
on
Harry
Ninja
Potter's not
and
done
PC.
with-
Street Fighter 6 looks to be maybe the biggest
Street
shift
Fighter
for the series
6.
since the jump from 2 to 2.5D back in Street Fighter 4, but this is much more than just a visual leap.
Bro,
it's adding a character
there's so
creator
many
and a whole hub
games.
city for you to explore and hang out in and presumably do some street fighting in. But don't worry, as far as fighting goes, it's not
Spider-Man
reinventing
2
the wheel.
coming out
The
this
buzz
year,
for this
too.
among fighting game diehards seems
Hopefully
very
it does not
positive.
get delayed.
That's on PS4, PS5, Series X and S, and PC. Diablo 4 has been in the works for a very long time, but it sounds like it's going to be worth the wait. With a color palette that's
Diablo
far more in line with Diablo 2 than 3, it is a
haven't
clear
played
return to
any
proper
of the
dark
Diablo
fantasy, and its
games.
gorgeous world is
Sorry,
wide open for
I
you to
haven't.
explore while slaying demons and hoarding loot. That's out on 6/6 for everything but Switch. Like many other games on this list, Final Fantasy
Yo.
16 is a massive departure.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. Final Fantasy 14 has ruined my life. I swear, there's been a time where I did not touch grass for a minute, bro. Final Fantasy 14 kept me in my room. I swear, I can't stop. And this game reminds me of straight up Final Fantasy 14. It's
Departure
crazy.
from its immediate predecessor. This time it's scrapping the futuristic elements and returning to good old-fashioned medieval fantasy, and if you're tired of open worlds, rest assured this looks to have a much more focused area-based approach to level
it's more
design.
linear?
But
Okay.
combat is still going to be in real time.
Fire,
That one's
nigga.
exclusively on
Fire.
PS5 for the
Oh my
immediate
God,
future.
I can't
Forza
wait.
Motorsport gives Microsoft's flagship
Don't
racing
care about
title a
racing
soft
games.
reboot for its first dedicated foray
PS2
into
days?
exclusively
Yeah, Need for Speed
new-gen
Most Wanted was my
territory.
thing,
This will undoubtedly
but
be a real
I don't care
showcase
about
of what the
Forza.
Series S and X are capable of graphically,
care.
and those sexy anime ladies you plastered all over your tricked out Subaru will look sexier than ever. And so will the Subaru. That's on Series X and S and PC sometime in the spring. A whole bunch of games have been given the extremely broad release window of first half of the year, so here are some games you're going to be playing. probably
Hades
sooner or
2!
later. Hollow Knight received universal acclaim, including
Hades
IGN
2 is
staff
gonna
voting
be
it the best
fire.
Metroidvania of all
Yo,
time,
I
despite
can't
an
wait.
utter lack
I
of
can't
Metroids
wait.
and Vanias.
Yo,
A lot of people
the
are
hours
dying
I
to get
put
their
into
hands
that
on
game is
Silksong, which is
ridiculous.
the immediate follow-up.
I
that
really-
puts you in
I got it,
control
not
of Hornet,
expecting that I would
enemy
like
turned
it.
ally for the first
Because
game,
I first got
who
my
has a
Switch, I was
totally
like,
unique moveset.
what game should I
Fans
play?
of Homeworld 2 have been waiting 2 decades for a sequel, and they won't have to wait.
And then I
that
got
much
it. I was like,
longer.
I love it.
Homeworld 3
I don't-
takes
I
place
love
even
every
further in
minute
the
of it.
future and will shake up the Deep Space RTS formula with the addition of terrain that'll allow for cover. It's still in space, mind you, but there's just a lot of shit floating around up there now. If you love the games that Arcane has put out, like Dishonored,
Redfall,
Prey, and Deathloop,
I wanna
and
play
you
this.
hate
I
vampires,
wanna play
boy,
this.
do I have the game for you that you
I wanna
probably
play
already
it.
knew about.
I wanna play this with the
Redfall will
homies.
have
I
you
gotta play
staking
this
your
with the
claim
homies.
in a New England town filled with bloodsuckers, and this time around it's co-op, so up to 3 friends can join in on the fun. Stalker 2: The Heart
only
of
3?
Chernobyl is the long-awaited
thought it was
sequel to
4.
the 2007 post-apocalyptic survival horror game based on the Tarkovsky film of the same name, based on the classic novel Roadside Picnic, and its development has certainly not been a picnic, roadside, or otherwise. In addition to all the
think
other
I've seen this
hurdles of
before.
developing a AAA video game,
I don't know if
through
it
the
caught my
pandemic,
attention before, though.
Ukraine-based GSC World also had to put things on hold while their country was being bombed and invaded by Russian forces. This is supposed to hit the new Xboxes and PC sometime in the first half of the year, but I think of all the games on this list, I don't think anybody's going to be mad if they need more time.
Ooh.
Starfield is shaping up to be Skyrim in space. And before you tell me that
This
super
game
reductive way
better
of describing
be
it,
fire.
I'm quoting Todd.
This game better be fire. It better be fire. I swear it better be fire. If it's not, bro, I swear to I'm going on a rant. I'm going on a rant nonstop. I would trash Xbox to the day I die. This game better be fire.
Howard, so take that.
Bro.
Anyway, in space, no one can hear you dragon shout, but you can probably go collect some cheese wheels on the moon or on one of the hundreds of other planets in this game. That's on all the new Xboxes and PC. If you like deep space stuff, but Starfield sounds dauntingly expansive, well, there's also The Expanse, a Telltale series, which is a narrative adventure set in the universe of the hit TV show, and that's on PC and consoles. If you think narrative adventures are a novel idea, well, it's time to unravel a new story with Alan Wake 2, which sees the return of Remedy's author-protagonist, but this time around promises to be a proper survival horror. If you're one of the many people who spent thousands of hours hunting and crafting and riding dinosaurs in Ark,
Why
you
is
may have
Vin
thought
Diesel
to
in
yourself
Ark?
at some point, this game is great, but it needs Vin Diesel. Well, you weren't the only one, because Vin Diesel felt the same way. And after playing a shitload of the first game, he's not only starring in the sequel, he's also involved with its development as Studio Wildcard's president of creative
I want to see this. I actually want to see it. It's on HBO Max.
Producing an ARC animated series. Sure, why not? If you think giant robots are f***ing awesome, you're correct. And FromSoft's beloved... Any game that From Software drops, I'm playing. I don't even care. I don't care at this point. They make nothing but hits. Armored Core is back with its 6th
Armored Core 6. This is my first time ever hearing of this game, but
well, FromSoft was busy establishing a little genre called Soulsborne with a trilogy of Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and of course Elden Ring. There's absolutely no reason to expect Armored Core to be anything like those games, and according to the developers, it isn't really. But considering those games are what amassed FromSoft its devoted following, I imagine
this reminds me of Gundam. So that's all I see.
That's coming to everything. Another AC franchise getting at least one new entry this year is Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed Mirage. The fact that it's going back to its roots, I'm playing. I play every Assassin's Creed, every one.
Fans might be relieved to hear that after the last few games have veered heavily into action RPG territory, Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to scale things back and return to the original.
Question. Just sorry if I keep pausing, but question: who is your favorite assassin? I know typically everybody's going to say Ezio. I love Ezio too. But I want somebody different. Y'all have to tell me somebody different. Me, if it's not Ezio, it's Edward. I like Edward. I love Edward. I love the whole Edward thing. I wish they would go back to that. Like, tell the Edward, Connor, the Hatham. I know of course, Connor kills Hatham, but still, before that. And like, and what happens with Shay. Like, I need all of that to like intertwine, because I know they went to war, bro. I know they went to war. And like, and Arno, like, how does Arno tie into that at the end? Like, I have to see. I have to know. I hope they somehow go back to that.
Games design pillars of stealth, parkour, and assassinations. The setting: 9th century Baghdad. The first Hades was a smash hit in 2020. Its fast-paced roguelike action and slick visuals earned it a spot on countless best-of lists, as well as nabbing IGN's Game of the Year award. While we're always happy to see Supergiant Games go back to the drawing board to try something completely new and experimental, we're also thrilled that there's more Hades on the way, which will undoubtedly have plenty of surprises in store. Yeah. Pinocchio fans, if such a thing actually exists,
this another one.
Pretty busy couple.
This is another Soulsborne type game. Liza P. I heard about, bro. It's a cop.
Hot on the trail of Disney and Del Toro's feature film takes on that dishonest but lovable wooden boy comes Lies of P. This action RPG retells the original 19th century fairy tale in the form of a fast-paced action RPG a la Bloodborne, and yes, you'll be able to tell lies. Marvel's Spider-Man was one of the best-selling games on PS4, so unsurprisingly, it's getting a follow-up, but the sequel will be exclusive to PS5. After seeing how much Insomniac Games was able to do with the new hardware and Ratchet and Clank,
I hope this comes out in like
dying to see what new
sometime in the summer, like June, July, August.
Has in store for us in the sequel. The cops and robbers co-op shooter Payday
I seen this the other day. Yo, I can't believe they made a comeback.
This time around, players can expect larger-scaled heist, as developers have described the setting as, quote, a living, enormous representation of New York City. Another series getting a sequel after a decade of nothing, unless you count the mobile game, is Pikmin. We basically haven't seen anything from this game outside of a 30-second trailer. We have a sneaking suspicion that it will involve some Pikmin. I don't know. What do you know about this game? They haven't shown us anything. A whole bunch of beloved horror movie licenses have found new life in the asymmetrical multiplayer genre, and joining the ranks of Friday the 13th, Predator, Evil Dead, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Based squarely in the era of the 1974 slasher classic, the game will have one team playing as meddling teens who have to, not get murdered, and the other team will be playing as not just Leatherface, but his entire messed up family too. Considering how much Gears of War copied Warhammer,
Warhammer's fit be a cop.
They get to follow.
Warhammer's a cop.
The 2011 third-person shooter, Space Marine clearly understood the assignment. Now,
I'm a sucker for third-person shooters.
Continuing the adventures of Ultramarines Captain Titus,
but this looks crazy.
A sea of screeching Tyranids, and this one
the hack and slash third-person.
And finally, for this
Wolf
list,
Among Us 2.
All the games coming out, is the Wolf
I forgot about it.
The reformed Telltale Games is finally returning to the Fables universe to continue Big B's story. This new game picks up 6 months after the last one. If you need a refresher, that's totally understandable because the last game was released a decade ago.
Yes.
And there you have it. That's a whole bunch of games that are coming out in 2023, and it's not even all of them because a whole bunch of them we don't even know about quite yet. But I know a cool website you can keep an eye on if you like video games. It's called IGN.com. 2023 is going to be a doozy. I'll see you around.
Oh, look at E-Free. Kyle. Yo, I heard. That reminds me. That little scene right there. People were going around saying that's Star Killer. That is not Star Killer. I love it. I wish it was, but bro, that's not Star. Look, that is definitely not Star Killer. It looks like a bounty hunter that just finessed a lightsaber. Just saying. But yeah, bro, that's fire. Like, what's he say? Best review games, the biggest game releases. Basically, what I just watched. What expected from PlayStation 2023. I might watch that. I think it's fire. Yo, I cannot wait, bro. This year is gonna be so fucking fire, bro. It's gonna be so fire, and I can't wait. Well, that's the end of the video. If you guys like my reaction, please like, share, and please subscribe. Please do not leave without liking the video. Please, or leave a comment at least. The more y'all watch it, the more y'all watch it, the more y'all share, the more that y'all like it, the further my channel can grow and we can reach out to more people. But yeah, man, there's a lot of heat coming out and I love it. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.